Got an angel on my mind. Forcing voices to get right. Listening in the dead of night. Never knowing who's right.
Oh my fucking god, fucking dinosaurs, holy shit, what the fuck?
Hello and welcome back to Voices of the U-Run podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Angel.
And about 3 months ago, we gave you a what we would expect from Jurassic World Rebirth. We've now seen Jurassic World Rebirth, so thought it would be fun to come back and tell you if we were right and tell you what we thought of it. So, yeah, I was disappointed that the scientist wasn't the little boy from the first one. Like, I was really sad about that. But hey, where are you with this? I know you and me are both very much like, it's got a dinosaur in it. I'm happy.
I don't need anything else. Yeah. No, I loved this. I was saying like this is probably my movie of the year. So we all went to see it and it was like a family experience and like, I was anxious in my seat, especially when the music would play at random spots and I was really invested in it and like we're talking, leading over talking with the kids and getting excited about certain things, but I loved it. I feel like as cookie cutter as these movies have become, I still think this had some interesting things to do. And I don't know, I just loved it. I'm a big fan of these. I'm gonna watch them no matter how many they make. So
Yeah, but there's things this movie done very well that it arguably done better than some of the films before, definitely than the last Jurassic World. This is
Dominion,
leaps and bounds further forward.
yeah,
But there's things that it done really well. I think let's be honest, the plot is very like, we need a reason to go to the island. What have you got? And someone went, maybe the dinosaurs have a cure for something. And they went, brilliant, we're going to go with that. Like, it's so wishy-washy, but I kind of don't care.
I don't care either.
Also, the way they extract the DNA, like the giant grenade launcher
I
that
love it so much.
then fires another thing in the air and it's got a parachute. Like, I'm like, this is so cool. Like, it's
Yeah.
completely unnecessary. The one that got me was when they get the really big land mammal dinosaur, the one that eats the plants.
Yep.
Like, they're stood and they're stroking its leg. Like, they did not need to load it into the gun and shoot it and do the whole parachute. They could have literally just stuck it in its leg and gone, thanks.
No, they needed to do the shooting it out because it was cool. The first time it happens when they do the mosasaur, I was like, "Oh my god!"
You were really excited to see the water-based dinosaurs. Did they deliver to what you
Yeah,
wanted?
they did. We see the mosasaur in Jurassic World. We see him in the tank, and you get a lot of him in Camp Cretaceous, the TV show. You see him a
Yeah.
couple times in the big water and in the tank again. And I loved it, but it was cool because like I looked it up afterwards because I was like, I wonder if this is true. But it was interesting because the mosasaur and the Spinosauruses were like working together for feeding purposes. And I don't care how made up that is. I was there for it. I was like, I love these dinosaurs because the Spinosaurus is not a major player in these movies, and the
No.
Mosasaur isn't either. We've seen him before, but it's not like I mean, the whole big chunk of the movie, once they go on the boat, is these dinosaurs, is the Spinosaurus, and the Spinosaurus is a lot bigger than I think, at least I ever thought before it started getting the attention in the TV show. Because there's an entire season of Camp Cretaceous that's about the Spinosaurus, but like and then like I loved all of that. Like it was very fun. You've got these people out here like like the kind of civilians, I guess, I don't know what else to call them, the normal people who are like out doing this thing, and it's this last hurrah for the dad to spend time with his daughters. And anyway, and this happens to them. They get it, they run into one of these things, and then they get kind of saved and they run into it again. And anyway,
Well,
I thought all of that was really cool.
they get saved until the billionaire kicks the daughter off the boat to
Jesus
be eaten by a
Christ.
dinosaur.
Cause she tried to call for help. That's what started it.
Yeah,
He like wouldn't let her call for help because he's like, no, we got shit to do. We're not doing all that. But
yeah.
I love, you know what I think is like, I love Scarlett Johansson. I think she's talented. I don't, but I think this is the coolest she's ever been in a movie. This beats Black Widow, any Avenger movie she's been in. This is the coolest she has ever been in a movie. She goes to the front of that boat. It's very Jaws. There's a lot of movie references in
Yeah,
this
there's
movie.
loads.
Loads. And so this one in particular is a Jaws one where she's like, strap me into the thing, and they like hook her up, and she's so obsessed, absolutely obsessed with that. So no, it did deliver on that one. Next, my next goal is I want to see an Elasmosaur, which is the other big one that looks like it has the flippers with the long neck and
Yeah,
very
yeah.
creepy. I want to see that one next because that's another water one that you don't ever see in anything. But yeah, it delivered. I love that. That was one of my favorites. I love that whole little scene.
Yeah, and like I love this whole bit. Again, they missed the opportunity for her to say "smile, you son of a bitch" when she shot it. I would have literally screamed in the cinema if she had done that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson in this is incredible. She
Yeah.
is like the bit where the scientist is trying to convince her that maybe we should do this for like everyone, and she's like, "Yeah, we could, but is everybody paying me the seven-figure salary that I'm getting for doing this? Because if not, no." Like, and
Yeah.
her friend who's the mercenary, like where they
I love her.
blackmail the billionaire guy, they're like, she's like, he's the only one who can take us, so you'll be paying him what you pay me. He's like, no, I won't. She's like, "Well, you won't be going then." It's really
Yeah.
that simple, and
Yeah.
it's so cool. The dinosaurs I was disappointed in is we'll talk about the melon head T Rex in a minute. But I was really disappointed with the flying dinosaurs in this. I
What?
wanted them to do more. I wanted them to do more than they did. I wanted them to pick Scarlett Johansson up and go flying with her, or pick up someone who was a meaningful character and really put them in peril. I wanted her climbing on its back and stabbing it, and then to get it.
Oh.
But yeah, they done more climbing than they did flying, and I wanted more flying than
Oh,
climbing.
yeah. I loved that it was different dinosaurs.
Yeah,
I loved that this was not the same. Like, oh, and there's a fake out too, because there's a fake out where they go into the tall grass and they're about to get the Titanosaur, the big one.
yeah,
There's a fake out where you think velociraptors. There's like a fake out. And I was like, "Oh, I was so no raptors. None."
yeah.
Not the whole movie. And so it was all the Titanosaurus, the Mosasaur, the Spinosaurus, the one I can't pronounce that's the flying one. Those are all ones that they have never spent a lot of time. And we get pterodactyls in 3,
3.
in
Yeah.
Jurassic World 3, and I loved it because it was different. But this felt like they made a genuine effort to like focus on other dinosaurs. Like you only see, I call it Bumpy because that's the name of it in the show. I can't remember the type of dinosaur it is. It's the one that has the ball on the tail.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
with the spike. So we see one of those for like 2 seconds. And then there's like and of course we have, which I'm sure we'll talk about, we get a T-Rex, which I'm grateful that they thought enough to at least keep him in because or her in because like those are you can't we have to see that. Like that has to be there. But I loved that they took the time and they focused on different dinosaurs. That was probably one of my favorite things of the whole movie.
Yeah, I liked that. The one thing I don't know if I'm into this whole new trend of adding baby insert whatever you want here to give you cute character.
But
I'm
come on.
it was very like it's almost as cute as baby Yoda. It's super super cute,
So
but
cute.
I was kind of like, and I watched it like with my family as well, and like my daughter and Lisa, as soon as they saw it, were like, "Oh," and I instantly went, "You would be the reason we would die
A
in
hundred
this
percent.
scenario." You'd be like, "Oh, it's really cute. We're going to keep it and take it in our backpack like the little girl does." And I'm like, "But you're not thinking forward. Like when you get it home and it grows to 3.5 tons, like you'd still be like, I'm just taking the dinosaur for a walk."
Yeah. No, I thought the baby was really cute though. And it's like there's I was laughing because that part where they tumble down
Yeah.
And they even make a reference. They're like, "Oh, thank God we didn't land in the trees," which is a reference to Jurassic Park, the original. But when they tumble, the whole dinosaur is like squeaking the whole way, like because it's in the backpack. So it's like just rolling out, and I thought that was very funny. But I'm glad that they didn't put that in though, and it ended up being like something that puts them in danger because that's not really what happens. It
No.
ends up being, it's there and the little girl's trying to get it to go away when they run into the T-Rex, and then there's the scene in the I guess like a convenience store or whatever. But for the most part, like it wasn't one of those things where like that was a decision that ultimately put them in danger. Like it didn't really go in that direction. It kind of just kept it in the background.
Yeah, and like the big twist of this is a old research island before they done
Before,
Jurassic Park,
yep,
where this is where they fucked around and tried different DNA with different dinosaurs to see what they could actually make. And we get some like we get the ones that attack them in the gas station. They're some sort of weird hybrid,
they're
and they're
cool.
cool. I really like them.
Those are cool.
They're more bird than they are dinosaur.
Yeah, they could fly and they had big wings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're great.
yeah.
The big, what do they call it? It's a D-Rex. It's a D.
Distortus,
It,
Distortus Rex.
it's a D-Rex because it's a dumbass design Rex. Who
Weird.
decided to give this thing this? Uh, it's just got this massive dome thing at the front, and it looks stupid.
I'm laughing because when we first loaded into record and you had this picture up before we decided where we were going to start, I almost thought it was a Predator background.
Yeah,
I'm looking at this and I was like, maybe this is from something else he recorded. We're not talking Predator. And then I realized I was like, oh, that's the dinosaur from Jurassic World.
the thing is, if I put some dreads on the back of that,
It would.
it's a
Like,
predator, and I didn't like it because they make it out to be super clever. It's really clever, and it kind of works out what you're doing, and
it's
it's
not.
really it's an Uber hunter, but it just looks goofy. Like I'm expecting this thing to be chasing him, going hook, hook.
Well, and I think too, it's like we get a little bit of him in. Now, I will say, and it's all based around the shots and the way that they filmed it and added him in or whatever they did. But it's like the scenes at the beginning when he's in the red smoke, I thought that looked menacing. That was scary. I was like, oh shit. But when
Yeah,
you get him out into the world and he's like in open areas and he's running after them, it was kind of like I said before we hit record, like he's not a main character.
no,
I walked away thinking about all the other dinosaurs before I even think about this guy. Like he's very like just kind of whatever. And the scene with him at the end isn't very long. So
no.
it didn't. I think the Mosasaur and the Spinosaurus scene was longer than the scenes with this guy. So it just didn't feel, like, I mean, on the other hand, I'm kind of glad that the messed up dinosaur wasn't the focal point and we got the focal point of the other dinosaurs that were real and alive at one point. But it was weird to make this kind of the big bad and you don't see him again until the very end of the movie. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, and the other thing I thought was really weird in this is they do a thing that a lot of blockbuster movies do,
Hmm.
and the Jurassic series, all of them, are not very guilty of doing this, but this one has fallen into that trap of they put them in peril, they save them. They put them in peril again, they save them. They put them in peril again, then they save them. And all of the Jurassic Park movies do this to an extent. You'll have moments where someone's in danger and either they're saved through their own ingenuity or they're saved by another
Yeah.
dinosaur or whatever it is.
Something.
But
Yeah.
this movie, every sequence is you're in the worst danger in the world
Yeah.
and we're just going to make it go away. Like when the T-Rex is chasing them down the river, which is cool as shit, and
I love
also
it so
from
much.
the original novel, like that is amazing. But it just ends. Like they get to the bit where they get through the rocks and the T-Rex can't get to them, and it just stops trying. It's like fuck you guys, and just wanders off. I'm like, like you could have done something better with that. Like you could have, like they could have escaped by like getting sucked down a whirlpool that dropped them out in another put. Like anything but the T-Rex losing interest. Because as a general rule, a predatory dinosaur, when he's almost licked what he's about to eat, is
They
not going to
don't just
stop.
give up. Yeah.
It's not just going to go, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to go eat something else now.
Yeah, I love the T-Rex sequence though, because first of all, like we have to have that. Like the T-Rex is was the original big bad, you know.
Yeah,
The difference being, of course, once she got out, we kept running into her, and it was this constant threat. Whereas after you see this guy in the background, you see him that one time, we don't see him again until the end of the movie. So I was glad that we had another big scary on the land to kind of be like, oh my God. But that scene when the little girl is under the raft and he's
yeah,
pushing down on it, I was like I was so immersed in that. And like, I loved the scene with the T-Rex. It would have been fun, of course, to have more of that one specifically, just because it's a scary ass dinosaur. But I think I did really love that scene. I think that, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of loss in this one as far as people.
no,
The
couple
people we
of
don't really
random
know.
mercenaries. Yeah,
The guy that's helping them when they're on the cliffs and they're trying to get the DNA from the egg, because they're like, there's no way in hell we're gonna get on the backs of one of these and just get it. He dies, and then there's the other guy that was hired with her. But it doesn't feel like it just doesn't feel like the losses that we've had in some of the other ones. I did think that the convenience store was funny because to me it was very reminiscent of the kitchen scene in Jurassic Park when the
yeah,
velociraptors come in, and even down to like how they got in through the door and all of
and
that. So there's another nod there.
hiding behind the shelves, and yeah, it was I really like a lot of scenes in this.
Yeah.
I think the question I want to ask is, where do they go from here? Because they're gonna make. There's too much money. This made like $600 million. There's
Yeah.
too much money
We
to
got
not
the
make another one.
People bought the cups, the pop. We got the cups. We got the Mosasaur cup. They didn't have the buckets anymore by the time we got to go. But yeah, I mean, I think the best response I can give is who cares, right? We're gonna
Yeah,
go watch it. It doesn't matter what it is. I think I love the idea though on a story side of things, as weak as they are, because the stories are not why we're watching this, but I think that the story or the idea that there's more islands, I do find that very intriguing. And this idea that, like, well, we had a lot of fuck ups before we finally found this one island to do, which also ended up being a fuck. But I like the idea, and I know we didn't really talk about it because it's not like a super big part of the movie. But this idea that dinosaurs are suddenly uninteresting.
yeah,
They
yeah.
like
Like
to
where you
live
get
among us. They're like the
the
big
one
one on
that's
the yeah.
dying on the side of the freeway, and people are just beeping their horn and pissed off that
It's
a
annoying,
dino.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I think it's so crazy because, that is something that is a theme that they carry throughout. It's like in the one with the in Jurassic World with the Indominus, they're like, "No, we can't just give them a T-Rex anymore. They're
yeah,
desensitized. They want something different, something weird, something outside of the box." And I personally would never ever just suddenly be like, "Oh, it's just a T-Rex." I would never be like that, but from a consumer side of things, I do see where that would be a little rooted in reality of like, yeah, that was cool, what else you got, kind of thing. And so this idea that is kind of in this too, where they're talking about the fact that like nobody cares about dinosaurs. And the paleontologist, that he was a student of Dr. of Allen's, like
yeah.
he talks about that. And I did think of you when they revealed that, because I was like, oh, I think he's gonna be a little bummed it's not that kid. But
I
it
was so
was
close.
someone I knew
Yeah,
were very close, but it was someone who had worked under him. So that I liked that little tie-in, that was fine. But yeah, I like the idea that they were like, yeah, no one gives a shit about dinosaurs anymore because they see them all the time. And I'm like, that just would never be me. I would never not be mystified by that. But yeah, so I like the idea of exploring other islands, seeing what else they've done. I think if they keep doing these genetically, there's so many dinosaurs to still talk about though. But if they decide to do the genetically, because that's the theme here, right? They just keep making up dinosaurs, and
yeah,
but so especially in the Jurassic World series, Jurassic Park stuck pretty true to just regular ass dinosaurs. But if they continue to do that, they're going to have to do it better, I think, than they did in this one, or they're going to continue to be background characters. I did not walk away from this thinking about the D Rex. I walked away thinking about those dinosaurs we already talked about, the flying one, not really the Titan, because that was kind of short lived, but the Mosasaurus specifically, the T Rex scenes, the Spinosauruses, those are the ones I walked away thinking about. The flying things at the convenience store, I don't know what they're called, but those are the ones I walked away. He was not main character energy. He was very much a background character. And I don't see the point in making these big storylines around these things if they're not going to be more. So
Yeah,
that's
I'd agree with that. What I'd like to see, so I played a lot of the mobile games of the Jurassic Park games,
Oh, okay.
and one of the things that those games had is they had a battle option, so you could
Oh,
take your you'd have your park, and then you'd
yeah,
train your T-Rex, do things with your T-Rex. You'd take it into the sub basement, and you'd fight it with other dinosaurs to get points and bonuses.
yeah.
Now, what I'd like to see is there's an island that has dinosaurs that's run by a rich billionaire, and it's effectively Fight Club for dinosaurs. And there's people there gambling and betting on it, and you get to watch these uber rich billionaires come and watch some of the fights because it'd be really cool to see a T-Rex take on a D-Rex in a big enclosure. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then have them get out and have them eat the rich like that. That's a movie I want to see. I want to see a dinosaur chasing around Elon Musk, Donald Trump style characters and absolutely tearing them to pieces like that. That's a movie I fully invest in. And then you can throw in a subplot of there is some conservationists, bring back Scarlett Johansson, she's now a conservationist, and they're trying to save them. Throw that in as well. But I just want to see dinosaurs eat rich people.
That would be really fun. I mean, yeah, because when you're talking about people with money, I mean, there's no ends, right? They'll just do crazy stuff, like whatever they want to do, and that's viable. But either way, I think that's probably more or less what we're gonna get is other islands with different, weird dinosaurs, and hopefully, again, I don't really need a great storyline. Um, like the
Or
pharmaceutical edge in this was fine, I guess, but it's just, I'm not going to see
it's
these for that. I'm just going for the dinosaurs, so I don't really
uh,
care.
and they know that. Like the
They
pitch for
they
this,
definitely know that.
yeah. The
The
pitch for
Snickers
this was
bar wrapper had me in stitches. Where it's
I've not
like
seen.
the Snickers bar wrapper or the candy bar
Oh yeah,
wrapper
yeah, yeah,
where it
yeah.
like floats through. I was like, where is this going?
Yeah. The
I
final
was like,
destination moment where you follow an
yeah,
enamel.
it's weird. But anyway, but yeah, no, I don't really, yeah, I'll watch it. Whatever, just keep making them. I don't really care.
Yeah, and I'd love to know what other people think because I know a lot
Yeah.
of people went to see this. A lot of people liked it, but this one did get a substantial amount of critical backlash as well. So let us know
Mhm.
in the comments where you sit on this, and
Yeah.
if you don't like it, explain to us why you don't like dinosaurs and you don't like fun. Because I'm just curious why you're a grumpy
Yeah.
person.
What's the
Um,
issue?
Yeah, like there's a dinosaur, it eats things. There are people in peril. What more do you want from a
Yeah,
Jurassic Park movie?
for sure. I agree.
Yeah. We're going to be back and we have no idea what we're doing because we've not even spoken about it. I've got a couple of ideas. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. There's another movie that I may suggest to Angel, but I'll test the water with her first as to whether she is in the mood to watch a movie that is decidedly weird, like makes like we done Get Out. It makes Get Out look like a really normal movie. So,
Okay.
but yeah, until next time, stay safe, be good, and we'll catch you all soon.
Topics flipping every week. Conversations make you freak. Angel's voice so bold and sleek. Scott's opinions ever peak. Disputes turn to comedy. Keeping it raw for you and me. Tune it in so faithfully. Laughing out loud endlessly. Voices with you always clash. Differences that they rehash. Keep it